Hey everybody. In this video we are going to look at Matres Lectionis. So these are long vowels that use the alphabetic characters He, Vav, or Yod as part of the vowel. These are talked about in Sal on page 7, so if you want to look there and follow along. Okay, so there's 3 different maters, or that's Latin for mother of reading, mothers of reading, a mater. And so those letters can be referred to them in that way. What can happen is that a vowel can be, that these maters can be combined to form part of a vowel. So look at this chart that Sale has on page 7. And first we'll talk about maters done with Yod. So normally, a mater with Yod is going to be an I-class vowel. So what's happening here is you have the b, and then I have an I vowel here, a heuric, and then the Yod. And so both the heuric and the Yod are making up this vowel. So actually what this vowel is called is just a heuric Yod. And so it's pronounced B, which is the same as the pronunciation of just the heuric by itself. So the Yod in this, the Yod doesn't actually change the pronunciation of this vowel. It's just there. It's lengthening it and it's marking this vowel. So this is B, that would be how you pronounce it, and this is called heuric Yod. This would be Be and would be segol Yod. This would be Be and would be called Tsere Yod if you were trying to refer to the vowel. And it would be transliterated, same as a heuric is normally transliterated as an I, but it's going to have an upside down hook to indicate that it's a heuric Yod. And then these are going to be the E, pronounced A, with the upside down hook. So that's how you would transliterate the segol Yod and the Tsere Yod. So your Yod, as part of a mater, is always going to be marking an I-class vowel. Now let's look at your He as a mater. He as a mater is only going to occur at the end of a word. So whereas a Yod as a part of a vowel can occur in the middle of a word or at the end, the He is only going to occur at the end. Okay, so let's say we have this. This vowel, the name of it would just be Comet's He. That's how you refer to it. So it's just the vowel that you see plus the mater here. So, and this would be transliterated A, again with the upside down hook over top. And so it would be pronounced Ba. Ba. So again, it's not changing the pronunciation. You're pronouncing it just the same as if you just had the comets here. It doesn't change the pronunciation. It changes the transliteration to the curve there instead of just the straight dash across for a long A. And then it can also be done with the E vowel, the segol, or the Tsere. I think this is how you would most commonly see it, as Comet's He. And also with O, so it could be a holum He, any number of those combinations. And lastly, let's look at the Vav as a mater. Okay, so the Vav as a mater is always going to be a U-class vowel. Here, this is the only Matres Lectionis vowel that has its own name. So before, like I was saying, the vowel is just called heuric Yod or Comet's He. In this case, this vowel is called a shuric. A shuric. And this is kind of hidden in Sal. It's under like his second note on page 7. But so this is a U sound, like a long U, like the same sound as the kibbutz. And so this would be pronounced boo. Boo. And then here's the other possibility when you have a vav as a mater, and that is that it's an O sound. And so in this case, it's just called a holum vav, which we know this dot here is a holum, and this is a vav. So again, the name of it's just vowel plus the letter. And so this is pronounced bo, bo. So this can be kind of tricky for beginning students because you're used to vav, hey, and yod being pronounced as consonants, as ch, v, and ya. But in these cases, you're not pronouncing those consonants. Those alphabetic signs are just forming part of the vowel. Now, why would they do this? What's the point of this? And why are they called mothers of reading? Well, think about how, look at page 8, and think about how we've said that our biblical text in its original form didn't have vowels, but that the readers just knew how to pronounce the words. So let's say we had this in our text. Okay, so I wrote this without the, well, I'll give the doggish there. But I wrote this without the vowels because this is how it would have originally been written. How's this pronounced? Well, we don't know, right? Because we can't read Hebrew without vowels. We're not that good. But it would have been pronounced David. This is the personal name David, David. Okay, so let's add the vowels. And then there we go. Now we have, yeah, if you can see that. Now we have David. But remember, without vowels, it would just look like this, right? With vowels, we can see it's David. Now let's say you had in the text this. How is it pronounced? Again, no vowels are there. But in this case, you have the mater there, the yod. And so that's why it's called a mother of reading, because it's a help to know pronunciation. Since yods are always maters with I-class vowels, this here is indicating that this is an I vowel that goes before. So, and in fact it is, as we just learned. So it's just kind of marking, it's kind of a cheating way of including vowels in that original consonantal text. And it's marking that this is an I vowel. And so here we have David with our hirik yod, with our long vowel with a mater. And here we have David with just a hirik, short vowel. Now these mean the same thing and they sound the same. They're just spelled differently. And this is called the plene form, or the full form. And it's called that because David is normally spelled this way. It's normally spelled with this hirik yod. But occasionally you'll come across a defective, what's called defective spelling of David. And that's this, where the yod is missing and you just, our Masoretes have added in the vowel, so you just have the hirik. So once again, it sounds the same, it means the same thing, but this is the full plene spelling, and this is the shorter defective spelling. So if you look at your vocabulary for this chapter, you have a couple words with Matres Lectionis in them, so I thought we would look at those. So go to page 14 and 15, and I'll write these up. Okay, so if you look at your, this word here, and then this is on the bottom of 14. And then look at this on 15. Okay, this first word here is pronounced hokmah, hokmah. So notice that this is one of your short U's. This is your kametz hatuf, not a comma. It's not a long A. But here you have a kametz hey, and this is a mater. You're not pronouncing the hey on the end, so it's not hokmah. It's just hokmah. And so this is a mater. It's a kametz hey. If it had been written like this, that would be defective. That would be unusual, but that would be a defective spelling. But it would still mean the same thing, and it would still be pronounced the same way, hokmah. Now, this is another vocab word you have, olam, olam, which means eternity. And so here you have a mater with a vav, right? This is a holum vav, so it's olam, and this is just your O sound. So it's pronounced the same as if this were just a holum right here, but it has the mater in it. It has the holum vav. So that's a couple of examples. A good way to practice this would be just read through your vocabulary list, because I think there's a couple more in there that are maters, and just practice the way that they're pronounced. So those are your Matres Lectionis.